The name of this movie is Renfield 2023. It's the story of a 20th century lawyer, Renfield, who goes to another place to sell his property to a man so that he can make a lot of money. He was no one else but Dracula. Now, he was Dracula. Renfield didn't know this. That's how they became friends. One day, he revives himself because he had so much power in his blood that he could revive anyone. And he could be healed too. That is, wounds would heal completely. Now, he had made Renfield his servant. Even Dracula gives some of his power to Renfield. So his life completely changed. He became Dracula's servant forever. Now, on one side, Dracula's powers were increased by drinking human blood and eating human flesh. So, on one side, Renfield's powers were activated by eating insects. That is, insects were the way to increase his powers. Then, one day, some hunters and people who were trying to increase his powers came to finish Dracula. Because, as I told you, he wasn't a good person. And they imprisoned him in a magic powder. But because Renfield was good, he started explaining to him that, look, you still have your whole life. You can live a very good life by getting separated from Dracula and going out of here. But here, Dracula uses his powers to break that magic circle. He comes out and puts them under his control. First, he threatens them. Then, one by one, he kills all the hunters and people who are trying to increase his powers. But one hunter who survived leaves the light of the direct sun on Dracula, which burns him to a great extent. And because Renfield was his slave, Dracula tells him to save me and cure me completely. That's why Renfield takes him to another city. Now, by doing all this together, 90 to 95 years have passed. With the help of Renfield, Dracula has been cured to a great extent. Because he hunted humans for Dracula and brought them to him. Dracula was getting cured by drinking their blood and eating their flesh. And his powers were also returning. Although Renfield didn't want to do this, but because Dracula was in prison, he had to do this. One day, Renfield went to a club where a group used to come. In this group, people used to tell their sorrows. And this too, that our partner, that is, our companion, cheated us. Then the people of the rest of the group gave good advice to that person. Here, a girl tells about her husband, who had cheated on her, whose Renfield thinks that now I will kill him and feed Dracula, because he was good. So his attempt was that only bad people should be killed by me. No harm done to good people. He went to that girl's husband, who was a criminal. He had also stolen recently, which means he was in the wrong. Now here, this killer attacks that criminal and his companions. Picking up, he kills everyone one by one. After that, he also attacks Renfield. But Renfield was braver than him, so he defeats that killer. Here, Renfield finds out that this killer is sent by a man named Lobo, who is the son of the biggest crime family in this city, who does all the wrong things. And the theft that the girl's husband had done, that is, the criminal, he did it to this family. That's why Lobo got him killed by the killer. But because Renfield had killed his killer and injured him a lot, Lobo ran away after seeing him, while Renfield takes the injured killer with him. When he comes to Dracula with his dead body, he checks his blood, but immediately spits his blood, saying that he is a bad person. But to get well again, to get more powers, I have to drink the blood of good people. I have to drink their blood. I have to eat their flesh. That's why, Renfield, you bring the corpses of good people to me. Then you have to do anything for it. If you don't do this, then I will kill you too. Because if you come back to life with my blood, then I can kill you. Here he also beats Renfield to scare him. But then he heals his wound with his blood and sells it to bring good people. He was helpless. He had no choice but to obey this order. Now when Lobo was running, the traffic police saw him and recognized him. The police arrested him, but it was of no use. Because he was a big family, he used his power and became free. The traffic police were very sad about this. The sister of the traffic police was also an FBI agent. Some dangerous people killed her father during his duty. Both these sisters were very angry. She wanted to take revenge on her father and get rid of crime from everywhere. For this purpose, both of them chose the police department. But the way both of them think and work is completely different. This is the reason that even after being sisters, there was a difference between them. Lobo's family was scolding him a lot. that our family is so powerful and the biggest crime family, and you can't handle a small job. So what will you do in the future? When all the responsibilities will fall on you, how will you rule? That's why you have to handle all the responsibilities right now. And then he comes to a cafe and is looking for prey for Dracula. That's when the traffic police came here to investigate. Seeing whom he does not hunt, he stops himself. After a while, Lobo also came here with some of his companions and caught the traffic police. He started saying that you want to become just like your father. And you must be thinking that by saving humanity, I will die like a hero, like my dad died. But it's not like that. He was not a hero, because when my family killed him, he was begging for his life. And today he is going to be the same as you. He shoots him, but the traffic police are not scared at all. She says, okay, I am also ready to die. If you have the courage, shoot. Before that, he would have shot. In between, Renfield comes and saves the life of the traffic police. Along with this, there was a great fight in the cafe. Lobo gave a chance and ran away. The fight ended because Renfield saved everyone. The traffic police thanked him that you saved so many innocent people along with me. The rest of the people also thank him, which Renfield felt very good to hear. He then went to Dracula, where he had already recovered a lot, and tells Renfield his plan that I have decided. Now I will rule the world and become everyone's god. By killing humanity, I will also kill good and evil. There will only be those people here who are my slaves, whom I will later use as my food. Hearing this, Renfield was very shocked. He also felt very bad because he had a lot of humanity in him and he could not let the whole of humanity end like this. After that, he goes to his group and tells them that my boss is saying very strange things. He wants to rule the world. Here he does not tell me that my boss is Dracula. Then they advise him that you do not pay attention to your boss but pay attention to yourself. This will not make your boss powerful, but you will become. So now he stops going to Dracula. He takes a nice house for himself. He decorates it and makes his appearance very good. Then he went to meet the traffic police whom he had started liking. That night, what happened, he was also ready to testify against the people. In addition, he also encourages the traffic police that you did not lose that day, but people get courage by seeing you. You serve humanity. You will fix everything one day. You will also succeed in your goal, which you want to do. Hearing this, the traffic police also got a lot of courage. She gets very happy. Lobo's mom had already seen Renfield in the recording of the cafe camera and told her daughter to sell Lobo and kill him immediately. Lobo found his place and reached the base of Dracula. Dracula attacks all his companions and kills them. In the end, he also caught Lobo by the throat. He says that you are also not a good person. You are a criminal. You do bad things. Lobo tells him here that I had just come to catch Renfield. Dracula replies that yes, he lives here. He is my servant. So here Lobo tells him that he now lives in the outside world. He is helping humans because he likes to do this, which is obviously against Dracula's principles. That's why he got very angry. He goes straight to Renfield. Yes, first Renfield was a little scared, but then he says with great courage that now I will not support you. I will choose a good life for myself and be happy and will keep helping everyone. You did magic and gave me powers. Not for me, but for yourself. You made me a slave. Use me for yourself. This is a big betrayal. On which Dracula said, why are you acting to be good? Yes, hear the truth, Renfield. You are bad from the beginning. For wealth and fame, you left your wife and daughter. So now I didn't do anything to you. But now I will make your life hell. Whoever you worry about, he will die one by one at my hands. Dracula had found out about that club group here. So that's why Renfield goes there, because he was worried about that group. He comes here and tells everyone to go to a safe place. But before that, Dracula came here and he killed all the people of the group one by one with great mercy, which made Renfield so sad that he completely broke. After that, Dracula goes out for his murderous purpose to spoil the situation. That's why the police came here. He didn't understand anything. He was walking here. He thought that Renfield must have done all this. This means he took the lives of the group. So she arrests Renfield. But a police officer was dishonest. He calls people's mom to the police station so that they can take Renfield with them. While the traffic police explained to Renfield's senior friend, you also handed over Renfield to them. In return, you will get a lot of money, a good life, and a promotion. This means your post will make you successful. But because she was not greedy, she was not ready to do this. She takes Renfield and runs away from there. As soon as she gets this news, the police order that wherever they are seen, immediately shoot them. The next morning, they both were at Renfield's house. He started telling the traffic police about himself. It also gives information about Dracula, but she doesn't believe it. Then she got a call from her sister, who told her that I had learned that Renfield had been doing all this work for the past few years, which means he is immortal. Dracula was talking to people, including him with himself. He also met people's moms. After that, these people were going to make a team and do all the bad things, which Dracula will want, because obviously that family is already bad. With their help, Dracula will now rule the world. People's mom now sells some people to kill Renfield and the traffic police. But here Renfield, by his power, eats insects and activates his powers. He fights them and very easily saves his and the traffic police's lives. They both were sitting at the same place and talking. Here Renfield tells everything about himself. Says that I loved my family very much. I made some mistakes in the past. I got such a big punishment that my family got away from me. I am still ashamed of this. I can't blame Dracula for everything, because I also have a lot of hand in those mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes in choosing some things, and in this way I had to bear it all. But now the traffic police got a call from people's mom. She says that I have kidnapped your sister. If you want to save your sister, then come to my house with Renfield quickly. When these two reach there, people's mom takes them to meet Dracula. Here people and his people started fighting with Renfield with a lot of power, because Dracula had given them a little bit of his power. Renfield competes with them. He fought them very bravely. He also kills a lot of people, but he became very weak. Taking advantage of this, people started beating him. Here Dracula plays a trick. He shows the traffic police his half-dead sister and says that if you want to save your sister, then become my servant. I will fix her and return you. After that, I will also give you so much power that you will be able to take revenge for your dad, whose anger you still have. Renfield also came to know about this, and now he somehow went to stop him. He eats insects here and activates his powers. He killed people and left from there. It can be seen that the traffic police have accepted Dracula's offer, by which he completely broke. But actually, this was the trap of the traffic police. She opens the curtains. As soon as the sunlight came in, she started burning by falling on Dracula. From there, he started running down where it was dark. They both ran, but in the dark, he catches them. He comes in his dangerous form and attacks Renfield and then goes to the traffic police to kill him. But first, she shoots on Dracula's leg, from which blood came out and fell on Renfield. From this, he becomes alive again and becomes black. He gets up as a very powerful and attacks Dracula. He punches and breaks Dracula's dangerous big teeth. He started remembering how many innocent people he killed. Also, the people of the club who I was worried about. Thinking about this, he was beating him, but Dracula frees himself and attacks him. But before that, the traffic police had made a magic circle around Dracula to kill him. In this circle, he got stuck badly. So they both kill Dracula, break him into many pieces, and collect his powerful blood with them. They had released his body parts through the water system to different places. They thought that this way Dracula was killed badly and now he can't be alive again. Even if he tries, he will face a lot of difficulties. He will bring himself back to life. After this, the people's mother was jailed. The relationship between the traffic police with his sister was also good. She gives a lot of courage to Renfield for his new life, with which this film ends here.